Okay. Let me gather myself. Let me regroup. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a postpartum must-haves video. I feel like I watched a ton of these when I was pregnant, and maybe you just don't know what to expect until you've gone through it yourself, or maybe those videos just didn't cover everything that postpartum really has to offer, if that's what you want to call it. But I thought that I wanted to sit down and film a video of all of my top tips and all of the things that I really wish I had known before I had had a baby, because this time is really important. Your body is really trying to fix a lot in a short amount of time, so taking care of yourself is really important, and it's really tough, especially being a new mom, trying to juggle taking care of a baby and taking care of yourself. So I just want to make you guys feel as prepared as you can, because for me, that was how I got my comfort, being prepared, feeling like I knew what to expect. That's what really helped ease my mind. So I'm hoping that this video can do that for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video so I can share my postpartum must-haves with you. Sometime while you're still here in this video, make sure you check out the description box below. I'll have anything that I talk about, if I can find a link to it, I'll have it down there. And things like my makeup and my social media will also be linked down below, so make sure you check that out. And while you're at it, please subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of those. And if you like this video and videos like this, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know, and I will keep making videos like this. And if there's anything that I missed in this video, or anything that you would like to add, just leave it in a comment down below, so if there are any moms watching who are looking for tips, they can read them as well. So let's go ahead and jump into all of the things that I have to talk about when it comes to postpartum. Okay, so my first thing right off the bat, I kind of want to make this video a Belly Bandit review as well, because when I was looking this up, I really couldn't find a whole lot of reviews on this, so I would just like to put another one out there for people to watch. So my first must-have is, like I said, a Belly Bandit, and mine looks like this. I just got the original, and I think I got it in a small. And I got this, and I also got the Hip Bandit, which is by the same brand, but this one goes around your tummy, and this one goes like right around your hip bones, like right below your stomach, right above your butt. And what these do, they are supposed to help kind of squeeze in or tuck in, your postpartum belly to, it's supposed to help you bounce back faster. At least that's what, its claims are. Not saying that it's definitely going to, but no. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, I kind of want to make this video a Belly Bandit review as well, because when I was pregnant and looking up reviews for this, I really didn't find a whole lot, so I would like to just put one more video out there so people can watch and get a little bit more info. But I got the original Belly Bandit, and this is a postpartum girdle, and it is meant to kind of help keep you, tucked in, and it's also supposed to help shrink your uterus down even faster. And a lot of women say that it helped them bounce back to their pre-pregnancy shape better and faster, and I can't necessarily say that it did or did not, because I've only had one baby and I did wear it, but I do feel like it it helped a little bit, I think, because I also got the Hip Bandit by the same brand, and this one goes right around your hip bones, so right around the bones themselves, because obviously your hips expand to let baby through, and when you have your baby or when you're pregnant, there's a hormone in your body called relaxin, and that's what allows your bones and your joints to relax and move so that baby can, go down into the birth canal, expand your hips, whatever. And they say that that hormone is still in your body. Some say 5 to 6 weeks, some say as long as you're breastfeeding. Either way, when that hormone is still in your body are the best times to wear things like this, because that is when your bones are still able to be shifted back. So that's essentially what, I got from this. I really think that it helped kind of close my hips back a little bit, because I definitely think that they got wider after I had my baby, and then I really do believe that this helped because I went down in underwear size after I had her. I gained like 65 pounds, so that could be part of it, but I really think that this helped along with this. So what I would do is I would just wear it as often as I could for as long as I could. And when you first get this, you want it to be really, really tight. And so when I first got it, I was like laying on the bed trying to squeeze this thing on, and I could barely get it Velcroed. I'm pretty sure I had Aaryn help me get it Velcroed the first couple times because it was just so tight. And then over time, it obviously, as you shrink, it gets smaller and smaller, and then once it really wasn't doing anything for me anymore is when I stopped wearing it. So, a couple weeks, 5-6 weeks, I stopped wearing it. So I'm not going to say that it did or did not help me. I weigh less now than I did before I got pregnant. Not saying that this had anything to do with it, but I do think it helped. And not only that, but it kind of helps keep you all tucked in and makes you feel a little bit better, because right after you have a baby, you're kind of all just, I don't know, your body just feels weird. And I feel like, at least for me, having something that kept me tight and not so, floppy almost, not like in a literal sense, but I feel like it just made me a little bit more comfortable. So I would give these 2 items, even though they are a little pricey, a big thumbs up. So I do recommend them. There are brands that make other ones that are cheaper or that, are a little bit different. You can look on Amazon. I'm pretty sure I ordered these from Amazon, but yeah, I like them, and I would definitely wear them again if I had another baby, and I would recommend them if you're in the market for something like that, or if it's something that you think you would want. My next must-haves are kind of along the same line. These are like a pair of, kind of Spanx-like underwear. These ones are just really structured up here, and like I said, they're just like a regular underwear type of shape. But I really liked having this to wear like under my clothes, because these things were kind of bulky and you can kind of see them, especially if I was wearing like tighter clothing. This I could wear, just out or under my clothes, and it didn't, you couldn't see it, but it still kept me, held in. It made me feel a little bit better, physically and emotionally about going out when I wasn't necessarily the most comfortable in my body after I had my baby. Like I said, I gained like 65 pounds, so I was definitely heavier than I had ever been and that I was used to. And my next must-have, kind of along the same line, they're just kind of similar, but these ones are just like all the way down. They're kind of pants. These ones are a little less structured, so they're gonna do a little less squeezing, but they're probably gonna be more comfortable. But like I said, I just suggest having maybe some things like this to make you more comfortable if this is something you should be interested in or would be interested in. I liked them. I think I got both of these last ones at Target, so I would definitely recommend them. My next must-haves are actually some really comfortable, sports bras or just soft bras in general, especially if you're going to be nursing or breastfeeding. Definitely something like this is going to be a big help, especially if your milk is coming in. You're going to be really sore and tender, and these ones are my absolute favorite. When I was looking at nursing bras, they are really, really expensive. Like if you get like a you know, branded nursing bra or something that's, you know, labeled as a nursing bra, they're really expensive. And I was kind of just like, I don't think I'm gonna get any of those. I think I'll just, you know, stick to my sports bras. And then I watched Rachel Whelan's video, and she actually recommended this exact kind, and she found them on Amazon, and they are about $10 for a pack of 2. I got the pack of a black and a white one, and they have removable straps, which is awesome, especially, like I said, if you're nursing. They're meant so that you can like crisscross the straps in the back, but they are perfect for, you know, unstrapping and pulling it down. And they have removable pads in here. Mine aren't in here right now, but these things are super comfortable. They wash really well. They're, you know, about a year old at this point, and they still look really nice. They still feel really good. They haven't stretched out or lost their shape, and they give me like a nice shape. They don't just give you that uniboob kind of look like a typical sports bra would do. They actually kind of, you know, make you look like you've got 2 boobs, which is really nice. So I definitely recommend these. And then just another kind that I have, these ones just have like a little bit of lace detail. Again, they have the removable pads and nice and soft and comfortable. This one's just, like I said, a different brand, but just something comfortable, especially, like I said, if you're nursing, or even if you're not, you're still gonna have milk that comes in and your boobs are probably gonna be kind of sore. So just be prepared for that and have some comfortable tops or bras. And like I said, I will have those bras linked down below, the ones I talked about with the removable straps. Seriously, check them out, like $10 on Amazon for some really nice nursing bras. I've recommended them to some other people, and they bought them and liked them as well. So definitely check them out if you're in the market for some nice but inexpensive nursing bras. And then the last like clothing recommendation that I have are just some bigger, comfortable underwear. So just something that, you know, is a size up or 2 from what you normally wear, just so that you have plenty of room. And before I had my baby, I watched a lot of videos, like I said, and they were all like, oh, buy like really ugly, really cheap underwear because you're probably just gonna ruin them anyway, you know, just buy like some Hanes or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't want to ruin my underwear, you know. But then I watched, I think it was Aaryn Williams' video, and she said that she went out and bought some Victoria's Secret underwear and wore those because she said something that really resided with me. She said, you know, I felt kind of gross enough in this time. You know, the last thing I wanted to do was put on a pair of ugly underwear. So I really, you know, I liked that, and I definitely resided with that, like I said. And I went out to Victoria's Secret and bought several pairs of underwear just in like the boy short style in a size large. Like I said, I usually wear like a medium, so I bought several in a size large, and I am so glad I did. They were so comfortable, super stretchy, plenty of room to wear a pad in because you're probably going to be bleeding for a couple weeks, unfortunately, but I really love these. I'm so glad I had them. I would usually honestly just wear like these and a big t-shirt around the house those first couple weeks, and it is true, like I definitely felt kind of ugly right after I had my baby. You know, I was heavier than I've ever been. I was kind of flabby and self-conscious, and just I felt sore, I felt uncomfortable, and honestly, the last thing I wanted to do was put on, like she said, a pair of ugly underwear to go along with it. So I'm really glad I had some cute underwear just to make everything a little bit better. I don't know about you, but some cute underwear always make me feel just a little bit better. So go out when it's like the 7 for $27.50 deal at Victoria's Secret and get you some big, soft, cute underwear. You won't regret it, I promise. Okay, so my next tip is to get a basket so that you can put all of your stuff in for postpartum. It is really nice being able to just pick this basket up and carry it from bathroom to bathroom, or if you have to have your boyfriend or your husband go get something for you, they can just grab your whole basket and not look for something specific and, you know, probably won't be able to find it. We all know how that goes. So I really liked having this basket. Like I said, I just kept everything in here and could bring it wherever I needed it to be. So my first recommendation as far as like products and stuff go, my first one is actually some coconut oil. This is just pure coconut oil. This is the Kroger brand, and when I was pregnant, I like lathered myself in this stuff like from my neck down practically literally every single day, sometimes twice a day, just trying to prevent stretch marks. It didn't really work that well. I'm sure it kept my skin moisturized, but I still got some stretch marks. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really bother me that much, but this stuff is definitely really good for, you know, moisturizing your skin. And not only that, like I said, if you're breastfeeding, you're gonna have sore nipples, and this stuff is really good to put on them to soothe them. You know, it's okay for baby to ingest this, so you don't have to worry about wiping it off. It's natural, and you don't have to worry about any kind of chemicals. Plus, coconut oil is just really good for all kinds of stuff, so definitely have some of this laying around. You never know when you could use it, and you can definitely use it for tons of stuff, so I would just recommend having some of this. My next must-have was this squeeze bottle. If you've had a baby or you've watched any postpartum must-have videos, I'm sure you've seen this or, you know what it is. But this thing was given to me by my hospital, and they suggested I put lukewarm water in it and then squirt off my area after I used the bathroom, because honestly, the last thing I wanted to do after I had the baby for like a good 2 weeks was put some rough toilet paper or some baby wipes down there, because I was so sore and so swollen. It was ridiculous. So this thing was a lifesaver. It felt really good. It was nice and soothing to, you know, have the warm water, and it was just nice having something, you know, in my bathroom that I could use, like I said, instead of some rough toilet paper. So make sure if, you know, your hospital doesn't provide you this, that you get something like it. I'm sure your hospital will. I don't think I've ever heard of one not giving you one of these, but seriously, this thing was awesome. Make sure you use it. Make sure you bring it home with you. It's really nice, and I would definitely consider this a must-have. My next must-have is something else that my hospital provided for me. They are just these Tux pads. They are 50% witch hazel, and it says they are for anal episiotomy relief. So they're really good if you tear and have to get stitches, or just for relief in general. These things were really, really nice. They're meant to wipe the area just as, you know, an astringent to help keep infection away, but also for some relief. Like witch hazel is a good soothing agent, so that is really nice. I actually would put one of these like on top of my pad and then wear it, you know, up against me for a couple minutes if I was really in some pain, and I think it helped. It doesn't tell you to do that, but that's kind of what I did. If your hospital doesn't provide you these, I'm sure you could get just a bottle of witch hazel, which is also another one of my must-haves. I'll talk about it here in a minute, but just get a bottle of witch hazel, and I'm sure you could just squirt this on a regular pad and wear it, and I'm sure it would do just about the same thing. But it was nice having these pads. They just look like this. They're just round, moist pads that, you know, you can use to wipe with, or like I said, put it on your pad, just let it rest on you for a little bit if you need some extra relief. So if your hospital doesn't provide you with these, you know, like I said, get some witch hazel, or maybe ask them if they have something like this. Like I said, I don't think I've ever heard of a hospital not providing something like this. So again, would definitely consider these must-haves. They were really nice to have. And then, like I said, I just recommend maybe having a bottle of witch hazel in case you maybe run out of those, or maybe you want to pour some of this in there to make them a little bit more moist, or just, I know people make like pad sickles. I know you can look up a recipe on Pinterest if you're interested in those. I didn't make those. I kind of took the lazy route with this. But, you know, like I said, you could I'm sure you could put these like on your pad and wear it, or you could just maybe even put some in your squeeze bottle with some water, or maybe just alone and do that. And I'm sure it would help just as well. But little side note, I also like to use this as a facial toner before I put on my moisturizer. It's really nice for that, so definitely just a good thing to have on hand. My next must-have, again, if you've watched any must-have or postpartum must-have videos, I'm sure you've seen this, but it is just Lanolin Cream, and it is just the HPA Lanolin. It says it soothes and protects sore, cracked nipples, and this stuff is really nice, like I talked about with the coconut oil, especially if you're nursing, putting this on your nipples if they're sore or cracked or anything like that. With this stuff, it provides almost an instant pain relief, whereas the coconut oil just kind of moisturizes. So this stuff is what I would use like if I was really in pain, like mainly those first 2 weeks. Tip on a side note, if you're breastfeeding, and I know it's really hard, especially those first 2 weeks, try to stick through it, especially those first 2 weeks. If you can get through the first 2 weeks, it's so much easier after that. And have some of this if you plan on trying to breastfeed. It definitely helps, and you don't have to wipe it off before baby nurses, which is awesome because it's just one less step you have to worry about. They also make like little gel sticky pads that you can use, but I'm pretty sure those ones you have to wipe off the area before baby nurses. That's why I opted for this instead, because like I said, I took kind of the lazy route, and one less step, especially in that time, was okay with me. So definitely get some of this. And like I said, I used this a good bit, I feel like, and I still have, it feels like, more than half of a tube. So it is a little pricey, but I feel like it lasts a long time. And I know people who use this on dry skin, like elbows and lips, so definitely multi-purpose, but really good for nursing mamas who need a little relief. So definitely have some of this if you plan on nursing. My next must-have is a heating pad. I love this just all the time. I have a sore back a lot, and I like to use it for that. But for postpartum, you get cramps down in your stomach because your uterus is shrinking. And I know that if you have more than one baby, a lot of the times those cramps are a lot worse the second time. So especially if this is your second, make sure you have a heating pad, and I think it would help those cramps a lot. Even if it's your first, I would definitely recommend having this. You're going to be sore, your back might hurt, so having something like this that you can just lay on that's going to provide some kind of relief without medication or anything like that is definitely going to be helpful. And I actually used this a lot when I was in labor. My hospital actually didn't allow me to bring it just because apparently women were getting burns because they weren't paying attention to how hot it was. So they don't allow them, at least in my hospital, so that's something you could check with your hospital about. But I know a lot of women like these during labor, and I did use it before I went to the hospital, and it definitely helped a lot. So yeah, just have a heating pad. You never know when you could want it or when you could need it, and it definitely helps with those cramps or backaches or anything like that. So I would definitely consider this a must-have. Okay, so my next postpartum must-have are just some pads, and I recommend getting a bunch of different sizes, not a bunch, but a couple different sizes. Like, I know I watched a lot of videos, and a lot of people recommend, get the biggest pad you can find, like those big purple ones that kind of look like diapers and feel like diapers. Get those because you're going to be bleeding a lot. Honestly, I got like probably 2 big packages of those, and I think I used like half of a package of one. And, after that, after the first like maybe 3 days at most, this size, like these regular sized ones, were just fine for me. I didn't bleed enough to feel like I needed those huge ones. So I would definitely recommend maybe getting a couple different sizes, because you really don't know how much you're going to be bleeding, because everybody's different. And I'm really glad that I had some of these on hand, because I hate wearing pads, and I'm so glad I didn't have to wear those giant purple ones for longer than I had to. I actually had to send Aaryn out to get me more of these because I used so many of them. Like I said, I used like half a package of those big ones, and then a couple boxes of these, and then even get some of the panty liners, because I definitely had days where I really didn't bleed much at all, but I still wanted something, and even this would have been a little too much. So I definitely recommend getting a couple different sizes. I know a couple women also recommend getting just Depends, and honestly, I would kind of consider that if I had another baby, because like I said, I hate wearing pads. I'm a tampon girl when I'm on my period, so wearing pads for 5 weeks straight was absolutely miserable for me. So maybe consider even getting some Depends. And that's also why I suggested getting big underwear, because you're going to be having to wear a pad in it, and you want, plenty of space to be putting them in it. But I think the idea of wearing some Depends would be a lot better than dealing with a pad riding up or bunching up or whatever. Just getting some Depends and not having to worry about it sounds pretty good to me, and I'm definitely going to consider that if I have another baby. My next recommendation is to ask your hospital for extra mesh underwear. A lot of the times, well, most of the time, they give you a pair of mesh underwear right after you give birth, and they are honestly some of the most comfortable underwear I think I've ever put on in my whole life. Honestly, like, I really wish I had asked for more, because after I got home, I really wished I had some more. So definitely ask, because I guarantee that your nurses will be more than happy to help you out. So ask for extras of anything that you think you might need. Just ask them, and I'm sure they will give it to you. So definitely make sure you ask for some extra mesh underwear. Trust me, they're super comfortable and they're just really nice. Ask for them. My next recommendation is to ask your hospital for extra mesh underwear, and they give you those right after you give birth, and honestly, they are some of the most comfortable things I think I've ever put on my body. Not very cute in any way, shape, or form, but super, super comfortable, and I really wish I had asked for more of them, because once I got home, I really wanted some more to wear in that postpartum time. So definitely ask for more. I'm sure your nurse will be more than happy to give you some more. And honestly, anything else that you think you'll need, maybe some extras of these or whatever, just ask them. And like I said, I'm sure your nurse will be, more than happy to help you out. My next must-have are some good breast pads. These were my favorite. I'm not exactly sure what brand they are. I got them from Walmart. I have tried several different brands, and these ones are my favorite, and I'm pretty sure they're like $5 for a huge box. I've tried like the Target brand, the Up and Up brand, like, I don't know, a bunch of them, and these ones are my favorite. They don't add a whole lot of bulk. They stick really well. They hold a lot. And I don't know, I just like them, and they were nice and cheap. So I'll figure out what brand I have, and like I said, I'll link them down below. But you can bring them to the hospital. I don't think I really needed them when I was still in the hospital, but definitely make sure you have them before you have a baby, because even if you don't plan on nursing, your milk is still going to come in and you're still going to leak. So have some of these. Some people get the reusable, like washable ones, but like I said, I definitely took the lazy route, and I could not see myself wanting to wash breast pads every time I needed more, because I went through these things like crazy. So I definitely recommend having something like that. My next postpartum must-have are just some face masks. So this kind of sounds like weird, and like, why would I need face masks after I have a baby? But after being in the hospital for as long as I was, my skin was really dry, and having some face masks when I got home definitely made me feel a little bit better. And honestly, just pampering yourself in general makes you feel a little bit better. So just do things that are going to make you feel better and, make you more comfortable, honestly, and it gives you something to do when you're kind of stuck in the house for a little while. So just get some face masks. This one is the Get Your Glow On by Formula 10.0.6. I think I got it at Ulta. And then I just have a Seventh Heaven Black Seaweed Peel Off one from, I think I got it at Walmart. Whatever face mask you like or skin treatment you want, I just suggest having something that gives you something to do and makes you feel a little bit better. And I recommend face masks, like I said, because my skin was definitely dry and kind of weird after I spent that much time in the hospital. My next recommendation for postpartum is just drink lots and lots and lots of water, especially if you're nursing. I feel like I keep saying that, but you definitely need all that water if you're nursing, because you are losing a lot of water. But also, just in general, drinking water is going to help your body, repair itself faster and keep you hydrated. And if you're not somebody who likes to drink a lot of water, maybe get like a nice refillable cup with a straw. I noticed that a straw helps me drink more water, and it just makes it easier. My hospital actually gave me like this big cup with this big straw in it when I was there having the baby. I used it the whole time I was there, and then they let me take it home. So I used it for a long time when I got home. It was nice and big. I didn't have to worry about filling it up all the time, and it definitely helped make sure that I was drinking enough water. I would have Aaryn go refill it for me, or when I was still in the hospital, the nurses would come in and fill it for me ever so often, and it was just really nice. So just drink your water. It's always good, but especially in this time, make sure you drink your water. My next recommendation is to have meals either planned and ready and like have all the ingredients there, or to have meals ready and put in your freezer. So like something like a lasagna that you can make ahead of time and then put in your freezer and then just toss in the oven to heat up. Something like that would be really nice, because that's honestly, at least for me, it was the last thing I wanted to worry about when I was postpartum, was going to the grocery store or getting meals together. And I know that it would have been, I really wasn't good about this, but I know it would have been easier on Aaryn to have meals planned or to have things in the freezer that he could easily make for me or for us, so that he didn't have to worry about trying to plan it himself. And it's just, if people are asking you like, what can I do for you, you know, ask them to make you a meal that you can put in your freezer, or look up recipes on Pinterest of things that you can make ahead of time and then put in your freezer. Just anything that can make those especially that first week, first couple days easier. Definitely worth it, so you don't have to worry about running out and getting food or getting to the grocery store. So definitely I recommend that, having some meals ready to go. My next recommendation is just to get as much rest as you can. Take it as easy as you can in those first couple weeks, because your body is really healing from a lot, and the more that you try to do and the more you exert yourself in that time, the longer it's going to take for your body to heal, and the worse your recovery is going to be. So just try to take it easy, get comfortable in, one spot. Try not to go up and down the stairs or lift a bunch of stuff. Get comfortable, watch some shows on Netflix for a couple days, stay in bed. I know it's a lot harder if you have more than one child, or maybe your spouse wasn't able to get a lot of time off of work. So I know that there are other circumstances, but really try to just take it easy and let your body heal, because the more rest you get and the more you let your body heal, the better your recovery is going to be in the long run. Okay, my next and final tip is just to not be afraid to ask for help. If you have people who are willing and able to help you, take their help. If you want somebody to watch your kids or your older kids for the day, or if you want someone to bring you food or rub your back, ask. Don't be afraid. I know for me, I want to do everything on my own, everything by myself. And I kind of just had to suck it up in this time, because I knew that resting was the most important thing. And not only that, but I was in a lot of pain. Like, I knew that I was going to be in pain, but I really didn't know just how much, to the point where I was like Googling, should I still be in this much pain? But, I had to ask people for help, because there were just things that I was not able to do. I'm sure there are people who are really willing to give you the help and who are willing to do things for you. So just don't be afraid to ask and take their help if they offer it. Okay, those were all of my postpartum must-haves and tips, and just things that I wish I had known before I had given birth. So I definitely recommend, getting a basket and filling it with all of these things, or things that you think you're going to need. It's definitely better to have these things and not need them than to wish you had them and have to either send somebody out or just do without. So I know for me, being prepared and knowing that I've done everything that I can to make sure that I'm ready definitely relieves my stress a little bit. So like I said, I hope this video did that for you. I hope this gave you a little peace of mind and a little bit of knowledge as to what to expect when it comes to postpartum. If you have any questions or other tips that I maybe missed, leave it in a comment down below and I will be responding to questions down there. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I upload videos every single week and I would love to have you join me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.